This movie she called What's in Play, really. And there were several photographers, in point of fact, including Rod Suter, who edited quite a bit, too much in fact. Paul Gravelle, taking pictures. Even Kenny Bargate took the greatest sequence of Johnny Paarman. And that's the sunrise in Durban and a telephone call from mother, which don't count, but what the hell. I tell the people, one helicopter shot. That's the Bay of Plenty, the original Patterson drawings. Take note. The great Bay of Plenty. The late great Bay of Plenty. Taken from the top of Mutual Beach Centre. And there's Angela of England, Angela Heaviside, and her two baby daughters. They are grown up now with their own kids. Can you Adam and Eve it? And one of them came to live in J Bay even. Karen. There's Karen. Oh, she was sweetness itself.
When I was 17, I was holding on to all my
teenage dreams. Hello, Mother. And that's just from Floaty. And there's Peter Mullen going surfing. Can you believe it? That wasn't. It was Peter Burness, Mark Burness's father. And there's Jeremy Yates. Can you Adam and Eve it? There's Esposito. These are all the juniors, Mattel junior team out at Umhloti. Esposito himself, like greatest surfer South Africa ever produced, just about. With Rudolph and Paarman and maybe, Hey, there's my twin fin. One of the first twin fins in Durban. Safari. Take note. And there's my little brother Rexy on my 6'6" Farelly with a total concave bottom deck at the West Street Groin. And there's one of my safaris, a 7'4". Hey, that's me myself. Aye. And there's the kneeboard of Gerald Bam and Ricky Jordan and my old combi. There's a safari and a homemade job on the left. Right is my safari. And where we are at the Bay of Plenty, that looks like Pecos. Kevin Todd. Yahoo! Pecos himself, he went to Canada. And he came back, but he might still be back there in Canada. There's Rod Suter. He made the first... Hey, that was David Knutson. And there's old Paul Gravelle. He went to Australia and he's the main shaper down there in Penang. Took over the old municipality buildings. Now he's the sheep farmer. I said, you got a couple of sheep, mate? He came the other day, left me aboard. He said, yeah, I'm running 2,000. I thought, 2 dozen. Him and his son and 2 sheepdogs. There he goes. That's Paul on one of his first prototypes. There it is. South Beach Trampolines. Going left. Oh, there's Mr. Gold trying on the girl's glasses. Woohoo! Felicity. Felix. The cat, she wasn't mine, she was mine. There's a blondie for me, that was my friend. Esther. The peanut farmer. Whoa, that was me going over the falls. Pearl diving. Oh, that's one of the Richards brothers, Michael Richards. There's Ricky Jordan. Yay, the most powerful surfer ever. Contest deprived, luckily. He was the first guy to surf the box in Margaret River. And you tell me I'm wrong. I don't. That's me wiping out a dairy. My Indian pal. I was driving taxis. He was the radio operator. He used to borrow my combi. A lot of bribery and corruption going on. There we are, back on top of Neutral Beach Centre. I normally say soaring in my helicopter, you know. They are plenty. One long barrel from one groin to the next. Luckily I was barrel shy. Didn't involve me. I paddled out one day. Nobody out on a 7.6 tracker. Once I got out, I managed to get out, no problem. Once I got out, the problem was how to get in again. I've never seen anything like it. Cyclone from straight up Madagascar way. I managed to catch one. I went straight down the face of that wave. Never even thought of going right. I landed on my belly and bounced all the way in. Sheesh. You see, the Suez Canal was closed in those days. All the ships queuing up outside Durban. There's Rod Suter again. Very smooth surfer. Unless they're Michael Richards. Michael Richards. Yeah. See, Peter Richards was even better. The older brother, and then there was also John Richards. Yeah, it's just old boys, you know. No. There's Rod Suter. Rod Chippy Suter. He's shaped for safari. Single fins, when single fins really got refined after being exposed to Diffendorfer in J Bay. There's Kevin Todd. I've got to look really closely, you know, you see these youngsters. All Bay of Plenty, little Bay of Plenty left. That's Kevin Todd, super smooth. Pecos. Hey, that's Mike Lamont, Sinjay. I'll enter my camera. There's my combi in the background, yeah. One big bed in the back, that's it. Hey, Michael Tomson, Sinjay, gotta be careful, yeah. See a bit more of him. Richards, Michael. These guys were good surfers. They surf for Natal. It wasn't easy to get into the Natal side. There's our Rod Suter. They called him Chippy because he really started shaping really, really thin boards. Way ahead of the pack. And they were glass super light. They used to do experimental boards up there at Ellen Boyd's house, right on top. Real mansion, the Boyd. There's Paul Gravelle slip sliding away. They used to put thin boxes in there and just put pieces of wood in there, jammed with newspapers. See how semi-finless they could go. Chippy Suter. He's actually a civil engineer these days. He built these little experimental boards, twin fins, with 3 fin boxes, the first one. He even built one with holes going through from the bottom deck to the top deck to let the water shoot through and get more release. Or more speed, or more something. Oh, Esposito. Electronic surfer. He went to Hawaii, his first 3 waves. He tried to take the drop, halfway down, got sucked back up and over the falls. Board's too small. Jerry says, try this, mate. And he flipping... Apparently, Jerry said, you can use any of my boards. He really, really impressed the boys at Pipeline. There's Lamont again. He bought my movie camera and my little projector, my Umic projector. in my Canon Super 8. And he won't sell it back. But I've got one reel of his movie. When I lent him the camera, there's Espo. Look at this. Up! He took one reel at the Gunston. It actually comes up later in the movie. There's Bay of Plenty starting to show a bit. But now I can't see that very well. There's Ricky Jordan. I know Gavin Rudolph was there that day. So you can sort it out. Which is Gavin? That's Ricky Jordan. Espo unfortunately took 3 closeouts. There he goes on the one closeout. It was some sort of SA Champs or something like that. Yeah, with Gavin Rudolph up. That could be Gavin. Michael Tomson was in the finals. Jeremy Yates maybe. I just remember. I wish I had some glasses. I wish the mic was closer to the screen. That was Esposito. For some reason, Michael Tomson was there. I don't see Shaun, but he comes later. There's my sister Jen. Smoking a cigarette. What? Bust. Oh, now we are dairy. I didn't have the heart to edit this thing out, man. That's Michael Tomson with Shaun Tomson in the background. There we go. Michael and Shaun together. That's a flipping shot, eh? 15 years old, 14 years old, or they're all under 16. And who served the best? I think it was Willie Souls. Can you Adam and Eve it? There's a Rod Suter going. A Willie does a drop knee cutback on a little board. You'll see it now. Suter. That's old Michael Richards. That looks like Shaun. Yeah. Woohoo! Esposito. And Gravelle slip sliding away. Pulled it off. That's Michael Richards. There's a shot of the groin. That groin is for Bay. Over and done with. Oh, forget who that was going left. But we know this is Gravelle. Mike Lamont sliding. That was quite fashionable those days. Ah, here's Willie. There's the cutback. Ah, bit of art here involved. Bit of Peter Burness. Oh, there we come to Bay of Plenty. Bit of juice. I just can't quite see what's going on there. There was just the usual suspects out. Oh, Espo does a beautiful cutback just now. Right in there. I know Ricky Jordan was there. Ah, here we have a bit of hot photography. Oh yes. Got to entertain the multitudes. Ricky Jordan, he was a powerful surfer. Take note. Fishermen these days, hey? They have plenty. Some sort of contest going on there. Take note, not much camera shake. This boy had a tripod. Sinjay. There Espo's cutback. More Bayer plenty. They still firing. Oh, that looks like North Beach. Oh, I think this is a dramatic little section. There's Ernie Tomson marshalling the beach. Usually in his role as spotter. Hey, wait a bit. That's Midget Farelly. Oh no, it's not that. That's bloody Michael Tomson. No, it's not. It's Shaun. Goodbye. It's Shaun, Johnny Paarman, Midget Farelly. That looks like Johnny. Yeah, that's Johnny Paarman. There's Midget. Midget won this thing, man. Can you ever believe it? He even swapped boards in the finals. There's Johnny. I missed Johnny's best wave. Johnny came second. I saw Johnny the other day. He's building 13 million rand yachts at Cape St. Francis. He showed us around the factory. He was strong. Yes, Midget. He's quite stylish and smooth. But Shaun gets the wave of the day. What's now? Midget. World champion 1964. In case you weren't born. Michael Tomson. He was a strong surfer, man. He was stronger than Shaun in those days, that's for sure. Big boy, Michael. There comes Mr. Smooth. Midget. He even swapped boards in the finals. Oh, did I say that? There you are. Check this out, Shaun. That wasn't. That was Michael. Shaun gets a cooker now. Midget. There comes Shaun's wave. Shaun will always come up to me and say, how's it in tune? How's your brother Rex? They used to surf these little 4'6" knee boards. They used to stand up on them. Belly boards. What do you mean knee board? Maxi used to make them. Oops, that's Johnny again. Shaun came fourth. Who came third? You'll have to look at the podium. I can't remember. Yes. That looks like Eastern Beach. I know there's a beast in each, but this is East London. The Durban 500 was in East London that year. And Mike Lamont shot this. One day we must return the footage. His original reel. I'm sure I've got it somewhere. I don't know if he's got a copy of this. Check the quality of the old cabbies. You can check what year it was. There's a Datsun Bluebird. That's 71. 72. What? I don't know. What do I know is Brad McCall won this. Such a smooth, there I think that's Brad, the smooth goofy foot. He was one of the 4 who got out at Super Tubes on the 18-foot face day that Gavin Rudolph goes on about. 4 of them out. Gavin, Johnny Paarman, Pierce Pittard, and that American guy, I can't remember his name, says Gavin. I remember his name, Brad McCall. And why wasn't I out? I was naturally driving taxis in Durban as usual. Yeah, East London. Apparently it does gooi. Well, I actually have seen it. It goes lovely hollow lefts and rights there. And it gets mean. It gets like you rather go and surf Saint elsewhere. Catches the brunt sometimes. And of course in East London they do have Saint elsewhere. Here we have some high quality albatross footage. We're on our way not to Carol but to Jeffreys Bay. Well, I lie, we're going to Algoa Bay. Needed a bus ride to get to J Bay. 5 rand. Couldn't get enough of that albatross. On the good ship Frontier, 2,000 ton. There's the flood damage. The Gamtus had just come down in flood. And there's the first sunrise in J Bay. More like a sunset. There's the sunrise. Joy Bay. Jeffreys Bay is just a blip on the map at the bottom of Baio de San Francisco, St. Francis Bay. Oh, you never knew I was Goofyfoot. Well, you're right. That ain't me, babe. But who knows who that is? I bet old Wayne knows. And this, if you can Adam and Eve it, is Ted Spencer. Wondering if every wave got bigger and smaller down the line like this one, he would be in heaven. Oh, that was the average wave. No leg ropes in those days. Take note. This Wayne Lynch, he shaped himself a board. They're riding these tiny boards and they rocked up here with 10 foot, or I say Hawaiian 10 foot. It was solid, and those little boards, they couldn't even catch the wave. In the northwest blows, you get blown off the back, let alone get into the wave. Nat shaped himself. There you are, you can see. The board was too flat. He cut the top brick 7 times, poured resin in, put the bricks, and he bent some rocker into that board. Classic. The problem here being naturally, well, I hate being honest. I never shot this footage. Paul Gravelle, Michael Richards, they borrowed my camera. I was involved with taxis and female. If you're a surfer, never let a woman in your life. Not for longer than, you know what I mean? So the point is, these guys were so busy surfing themselves that they forgot to make the movies when Nat was tearing up giant super tubes from top to bottom and claiming 4 minutes. Come on, Terry Fitzgerald claimed 3 minutes 40 seconds, so Nat had to one up him. I wonder if Nat wore a watch when he said, I surf for 4 minutes. And does he believe he said that in his book? Because I read it. He even flipping wrote about the doings of the Brotherhood of Eternal Light or Eternal Love, was it? Boys running around the world sending marijuana home and getting LSD and all sorts of things. So I can also bust them a bit. I heard some of them got bust, hey? Old JP, got a lovely shot of JP, and I'm so stoked. I checked reading an old surfing mag the other day. There's John Paarman. He was a flipping surfboard shaper of note. I mean, Diffenderfer was here. I got a little shot of him sooner or later. Sorry, I forgot to watch what was going on in the movie. It looks like Mark Tomson just surfing along there. Wayne Lynch going for it. So there's not many shots of old Nat, but hey, we got a good shot of him doing a cutback just now. There's Ernie and Tracy, Shaun Tracy, I think. Yeah, Shaun's sister. And Ernie Tomson, Shaun's dad. Hey, man, poor bugger. They were all lifeies in Durban and going for a swim on the beach there in Durban. Hey, got bitten by a shark on the arm. His arm was only half an arm, boy. Yeah. But he loved the bar one, I remember that. No leg ropes. Okay, here's Kenny Bargate's moment, eh? He took this footage out, gave him the camera with strict instructions. Take shots of me only. Which part don't you get? So I only took shots of me running along the beach and doing the rock dance. And I see this Johnny Paarman. There's me doing the rock dance. No leg ropes. Johnny surfs reckless. There's our poor Buddha dropping in on Johnny, but it didn't work. Yeah, take out John. And there's some actually beautiful chiaroscuro just now. And if you don't know the meaning of that word, suffer. It's actually a play of black and white and dark and this and that, and it's just a shot of the shadow and this and that. We should actually make this section black and white. Hey, what? Brucey doing the rock dance? The beach dance? It looks like Mr. Paarman again. This movie is fantastically tube free for some reason or other. Wasn't fashionable in those days. There's a chiaroscuro, I thought. Even a better one just now. The boys will always say in the old days, that was much better. There was more sand and what. They dammed up the Crom River and the sand stopped flowing. They built houses on the dunes. There's the shadow. There's Woody. They're Woody and Lynch. Check the bikini styles. They came back into fashion. Stop. There's Kenny himself. Check that certain. Hey, a raw surfboard of El Paul Butter. Lynn. Oh, don't break my heart. Jy steal my heart, dan breek jy die ding. Steal my heart, then break you the thing. If anyone has got a raw surfboard, we're desperately seeking a raw surfboard. And any Andy Spangler surfboards. Leatherwork. P by Bruce. Leatherwork by Tony Van Den Heevel. Spectator. Tony Van Den Heevel. Paul Gravelle in the red cowboy hat. Ha! Did you see his hat get shot off his head? I almost didn't either. Now he has problems. One of them are going to end up in paradise. Showdown at the point. There's Doc. Tony Van Den Heevel doing the comic relief. Ha! Ah! Gotcha! In paradise, one of them. Bruce's you beauties. Penguin Point. Seal Point. Oh, there you see. The dunes as they used to be. The fabled dunes of Cape St. Francis. Can you, Adam and Eve? They built the Cape St. Francis lighthouse at Seal Point. Now Seal Point thinks they Cape St. Francis. In fact, they had a court case. The farmer Boyson against Hewlett, the Englishman. Naturally, Farmer Boyson won to have the post office, Cape St. Francis post office at Seal Point. So Seal Point is officially Cape St. Francis, and poor old Cape St. Francis has to call themselves Sea Vista, then they call themselves St. Francis Bay. I think they should instigate another court case so that Cape St. Francis can become Cape St. Francis and Seal Point can stay Seal Point. Yeah, which part don't you get? This is a little surf spot. The first people who rocked up there called it Granny's Pool because you can see for yourself. Your granny could see. Anyway. No. All the Hewlett's kids used to surf there. So now it's called Hewlett's, you see. It's a very, very fine right on the high tide. And it's not too big. It's a perfect way for sailboarders, canoes, sups, stand-up, catamarans, anything. But the left gets quite interesting before it gets too big. When it gets too big, it still breaks, but it breaks quite big. It can be breaking 10 foot there on the reef. And Bruce's Beauties, just behind there, flat. Swell direction, tide. All important. And of course sand flow's gone. It used to be pure sand at the low tide. Sand. Then they stabilize the dunes. They put this Australian acacia, Port Jackson willow. They hoed the seeds all over the dunes, stabilized the dunes and built houses. You see? And who can we thank? Leighton Hewlett, naturally. That's our Paul Gravelle. And it was bitterly cold. I was so glad to have the camera. And there's Michael Richards. I copied that stance often. Well, not too often, only if there's a camera. You can't get more casual than that. And there's Rod Chippy Suter. And that was the latest in wetsuits, by the way. That was high-tech. Really got a wetsuit. Oh, we're back at Tubes, Paul Gravelle. Paul Gravelle on his 6'6". He called us a pig board. I said, go out there and get tubed the tubes. No tubes. Whoa, poor no, softish. Single fin, no. Oh, Maxie Westland. Oh no, you'll never forgive me. No, Gavin Rudolph. Gavin, on this little board, it wasn't much longer than 6 foot, that Tony Van Den Heerwil, Anthony Michael Van Den Heerwil, shaped on a drum in the open at the point. I forget who glassed it, Maxie and them. But it was for an Australian guy, but Gavin couldn't resist. He grabbed this board and took it out at the point. Boy, if it was just 3 or 4 foot bigger, we would have had a surf exhibition of note. Paul Gravelle having fun at the point. He should have just had no fins. Hey, daar kom die polisie, SAP. Soek altyd poison. Poison altyd skaars. Check the Corsair. Consul Corsair. Ford Corsair. How these muchus go on the beach. Look at this, Mark Kuntz himself. Mark Kuntz on a 5'6" plastic fantastic. And he was even modifying it, cutting the corners off the back. I don't want to lie, but that looked like Diff. Mark Kuntz, the most casual surfer, relaxed you'll ever see. Even Nat Young said in his book, he surfs 20-foot sunset as though he's skateboarding down the road with his hands in his back. There's Greg Weaver, take note, renowned underground Super 8 surf photographer. But he only had a happy snapper when he was here. He had a... back to stupid tubes. A couple of those Americans just been surfing 6 months. But there's Kenny Freeland, take note. Kenny used to be part of raw surfboards. He could say, glass, anything. Andy Spangler, Kevin Berry doing the artwork. There's Mark Kuntz. Mark Kuntz on a 7.6 Diffenderfer. The most beautiful surfboards. Hey. We couldn't believe Diff was there. Back to Gravelle. Gee, that was a good interlude, got me going. Ha! There he is himself, Mr. Gold, doing some trick photography. How do you take a picture of yourself? Hey. Gravelle clutch back. Hey, Paul's a legend down in South Australia now. Hey, always sits out the back there at Cactus and gets the waves of the day. People collect his old single fins. Don't part with him. That's all I want, an old single fin, Paul. That 7-footer you left here, I actually surfed it once. I walked down the beach, they said, no, Bruce, don't play. I rode it. I got a couple of waves of tubes. Wasn't too big. Oh. That's JP. There we go. Look at a stylish little... Only one who surfed a bit like that was Ollie Holmes. JP gets some waves of supers just now. I heard that he bought a big farm in Australia. A couple of his friends did come here and I promised them a copy of this movie. I don't think, not many people got copies of this until I put it on disc now, and a few people have taken a copy, but I don't know. Ball. There's a New Zealand girl. Yes, that's a New Zealand girl. Yes, she was a New Zealand champ. Oh hell, it's Gravelle. Again. Ah, there's part of that brotherhood. Sinjay, not her. Not the acid queen, the rock queen. There's Gavin on that board. This boy had style. And control. And still surfing. Darryl Meister. Likes the big barrels on the west coast. Doing property there now. You want to buy something up the west coast? Contact Mr. Rudolph. Contact me for seashells. I'm the director of the shell company. Oh, here we go back to nature. Maxi Wetland doing a floater before they were invented. Sinjay, yes, proud of you. Mike Kuntz on the Plastic Fantastic. That was a proper little machine. It had a fat little nose, wide. It was a machine. I would have liked to see if it supers on that. Big single fin. Durban, Michael, check that gunny board. There's the tubes. I think that was Duff. There's Mary. Tim and Mary Kramer. He was the first guy to blow the story of super tubes. And that's me waxing my Farelly. That's Australian movie maker. I wish I could remember who he was. There's Maxie kicking the dog. Hello Max, how's that? When we were young. There's John Parton. Check this for style. JP in a hurry. What a canvas. Slice that tomato. And suddenly we descend down to the point, it looks like. Damn, this movie needs a good editor, otherwise it's just good enough as it is. What the hell? Paul Gravelle at the point. That's where they held the World Championship Oxbow Joel 2000. 2001 or so, or 2. Lance Bucano gave me a sunrise shell. I was stoked. They actually worth quite a lot of dollars, but somehow he took one off his necklace and gave it to me. Or he had one. Dwayne DeSoto was friendly. Gave me a necklace. Oh, bloody Zayn Akau, not so friendly. He had to cut his hair off some contest thing. And Rasvi Kilana, like a Hawaiian god, not friendly to the Hawali. I went to where they stayed. Yo. Hey, my kids. Durfa. Yeah, what a legend. Redfin. Now we get back to nature. Is it Kiwiki? Whoa, you must hear him call. He's unhappy. She's unhappy. He's unhappy. She's in the background. Tap, 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 tap. It's a crowned plover. A crowned plover. Crowned plover. Eggs for breakfast. Bees for honey. A for ossers. And those kiddies are now. Hey, there's Georgie. With his whale tooth pipe. 3 sections that screw into each other. What you smoking, uncle? Hey, got me LSD. Oh. He didn't mind LSD. He was telling me, you must try this lot. Phew. Hey, Mr. Gold. Hey! Not Johnny Boy Gomes, that looks like Johnny Paarman. Yeah! Reckless enough. Hit a bump. Pugwan Beans! He was out there, Mark Beans. His kids are good surfers. They made a band, Eminent Child. Yeah! Now they fly airplanes and what? Holiday camps in Mozambique. Michael Tomson in a hurry. Go Mike! I might be wrong sometimes, but no, that's Michael. I'm short-sighted in my old age. Now we got Nat Young, Sinjay, and his 8-footer down rail. Wait a bit. You can surf a hard down railer if you're a good surfer. Al Chapman, he likes to make them. To no hard rails, he'll give you a hard rail. Al came here. I was working as barman at the beach hotel. Short back and big ears. He looks at me, I'm trying to talk, act like if he says, do you surf? He wasn't impressed with me. Nat Young's clutch back. I was barman at the beach hotel. Who walks in? Barry Kanaya Puni. Yo, gave him the royal treatment. Snacks, what? Then here comes Peter Daniels with Rory Russell. No. There's Matt again. Peter Daniels and Rory Russell, they want tequila. Naturally we got tequila, but they didn't want to pay 50 cents a shot instead of 70 cents. Anyway, it's Peter, so twist my arm. Hey, 1 bottle gone. They want more. So I go around the back and I fill it up with cane spirits. Help the boys. Boy, they potted cane spirits like it was tequila shots. No problem. No one complained. But a lemon. Except they all fell down. Someone was carrying someone when they went out the pub. I think Peter was trying to carry Rory, I forget. But one of them fell down and hurt their hand. They came back the next day. No, it's my fault. It's my fault. Big point. Big point. Paul Gravelle most probably. Big point. No point. What's the point? People don't know, eh? What's the point? Low tide, Hawaiians came there years ago. They would disappear down the point, come back very satisfied. But it gets big sometimes. it gets big. Super Chief every 10 years, he gets away, man. Yo. Salad bowl was at the point when it's big low tide. That's salad bowl. No, now they're calling impossible salad bowl, these youngsters. That's impossible. It's like magnet tubes. The Yanks called it mangle tubes. That's Rod Suter at the point. Mangle tubes. It was, according to Peter Daniels and the Raw Boys, Andy Spangler, magnitudes. Then when Super starts, not supers, it was A hell of a shallow place they call boneyards now. It's insanitudes. Insanitudes. Goes into outside supers, now there's car park. Then impossibles. Yeah, impossibles. Oh, now it's coins, tubes, pubes, and the point. Then down to Albatross. Another couple of points. 2.1 Ks. Google. In theory, it's possible to surf 2.1 Ks. Terry Fitzgerald seems to have claimed it, you know, as a 3-minute 40-second ride. I love that old man on a Sunday. 3-minute 40-second ride as timed by Bunker Speckles. Yo, Bunker caused a splash in this town. There's Kenny Bargate in his prime-ish. No, not his prime. In his prime, he was longboard, junior longboard, the best. 16 years old, 17, heavy lighty. He could swing a longboard. He beat them all in a contest at Toti once. He was so shy that he ran away from the prize giving just about to have beaten Maxie and all the boys. If they came to J-Bay, they took him along. And it happened. That's all Kenny swinging a 7-footer around. Yeah, look at that mean, lean, stand-up bottom turn. Now his son surfs just like that rain. Wow, similar. There's Chris Knudsen, tiny waves. Chris was shaping Surf Pro boards. There's Lynn. Oh, we all got to age a bit, hey? Yo. Kitchen windows. Chris was living in Cozy Cot, shaping surfboards when he was 14 or so, with Pam's mom and David. And Kenny was the godfather. This is Mark Smith. The Smith family came here. Lovely lady and a couple of kids, and he surfed so well. Michael Diffendorfer seemed to be quite friendly there, I'm not sure. And they were doing ding repairs. And this youngster, Mark Smith, he would say to me, "Hey Bruce, what's happening? Hey, I love J-Bay." I've never heard it called J-Bay. Oh, you won't believe where this is. Check this wave. A most intriguing, interesting wave. Look at this. It just goes kind of, close out. But no. It waits. These were New Zealanders riding it. That was their little corner down the bay. That's past the point. That's Albatross. But it doesn't really hook up like this anymore. Very seldom. You get a crew of 2 or 3 grumpy old bullies who don't like people. They surf down there. And they are quite protective. You see, that was the point from the bottom. And with a bit of little luck, we can validate and verify this by having a quick shot of the green hut. Some guy owned the property there, and he built a hut out of motor car crates from Uitenhage, where they import all the Volkswagen parts. And that green hut they couldn't do anything about because it somehow wasn't municipal land. It was part of the original farm. And it's still a bit of a farm there. They farm turf. You can buy rolls of lawn. There we go, the green hut. Stop the movie. Take a shot. Ha! Gotta lift a picture of that. Oh, we're back at Supers at last. No point. Hey, that was me for a change. Yeah! Gawky, but what can you do? 6'4" and full of bone. Oh, getting arty, eh? Hey, front teeth, I like that. Tante Engeltje, she lived till 96. All the Americans, she was legend. Made them pumpkin pie, picked them up at the airport. Emma Waite. Her father was the famous Boer general. Her brother, hey, that was me. It's Chris Knudsen again. Stylish. The Fox. Kenny Bargate surfing by himself at boneyards. Well, insanitudes. But he was going for it, you see, so we couldn't edit this. Kenneth Bargate, he never got his due respect after the surf media. Not easy editing and flipping, gluing and cutting and turning the handle, so I got bored of editing. I left most of it in towards the end. Ah, that would have been a historic shot. It could have just stopped it there. That was Atlantis. Oh, Philip Stanfield Smith. What an impression this guy made. A spiritual Australian. He was like an angel. Angel face. He surfed like an angel. He was a bit of a Hare Krishna. I think he was going to start his own movement. And he came back to visit. Hey, there's old Nat Young. Tubes bellyboarding on the 8-footer. Classic, I had to try it. Philip Stansfield Smith, he came to visit us. He contacted me. Mark Tomson, come to J-Bay. By the time I got here, some bloody lighty had hustled him for all his money to go and do this and that and what. And I know who he was. Oh no, this is Mr. Gold trying to surf. You can check Gorky Park. On my Gravelle, Paul saved me my 7-footer. Asymmetrical rails, nogal. Was it intentional, Paul? There we are, doing my Nat Young impersonation. I stood my ground. What are you doing on my beach? Please preserve our trees and bush, and daar kom die bulldozer. That bulldozer had to go around me. Look at them. Oh, here we are in Zululand for some strange reason. Check, they trained them young there. Moira Sivertson, I fell in love. Isinkwazi. Isinkwazi is fish eagle in Zulu. There's Alan Boyd. I think his dad was mayor of Durban. And I went back to Durban on the first fish ever that had 3 fins. Well, it had twin fin. Sorry, not a fish, a twin fin. But it had a box for a single fin too, just in case. Rod Suter built that. There was this nippy little board. Gee, I would never dreamt of riding that thing. It was something like 5'4", if that. There's Gravelle coming through again. Kevin Todd. Oh, don't tell me. That's Paul Gravelle back at Seal Point somehow. I told you, sick and tired of editing. Seal Point gets pretty good, pretty friendly. It's got a full stop rock that can throw barrels and what. At a low tide you surf right around it. High tide you got to watch him play. I went over the falls once, not in a big wave, not even shoulder high. I just went over backwards when I saw the rock right under me and I thought, I'm going to die. And I landed in a body-sized pool of water, 8 inches deep, right in the middle of the rock. There's a pool. I landed in that pool. Fine weather, no problem. There is the Gallagher brother. Yes. Tucker Gallagher. Amazing. Seal Point's a beautiful, beautiful place. Mickey Dora loved it. He stayed there with Eddie Godfrey. Hey! Walk that beach. Pick up those Dolly Varden seashells with a hole in the mirror, a hole in the middle. Make the necklace. Ah, that's St. Michael's, me and the twin fin at St. Michael's. I got rid of that twin fin sharp. I'd like it back. Red and white. 5'6". There's another twin fin. Check them. Now that's fashion. Now they call them Simmons. They were just like little Simmons. Hey, St. Michael's. No good for twin fin. It's me again. That was a good drop. Yeah. St. Michael's. Check this drop. Boom, boom, boom. Ricky Jordan. South coast of Natal. Hey, it can get pretty monstrous though, it really can. And clean. Northwest in the early morning. Oh. Geoff Hoffman territory. Hey, he was the man there. He was a lifesaver to Vongo. Even made a few board shorts called what? African Mayhem. He's still there. He's got a view, sea view. There's that board, 3 fin boxes. I lie you not, I kid you not. A tri-fin before its time, 1970. What do you mean? Oh, here comes this interesting bit of footage. This is Kevin Gallagher. Somehow I got a bit of footage from Kevin Gallagher. His camera got stuck. There was some sort of contest at North Beach. And Esposito catches a wave. And Greg West built a catamaran. This is quite dramatic. He built a catamaran and was showing off his catamaran. I think before Hobie Cats even. What? I'm not sure. And he was swanking in the waves with his catamaran. I'm sure that's it in the background there. Hey, maybe. Yeah! Oh, well, they actually catch a cooker wave just now. And plus, they're dropping in on each other. You must check this action. And I'd like to claim the footage, but Kevin Gallagher actually took this footage. There comes Esposito in the back. He goes right behind the cat. Sinjay. There's St. Michael's back again. I told you, sick and tired of editing. St. Michael's is beautiful. Hey. Now there's a lovely restaurant right there on the beach. That's family gathering spot. You might even meet Heather Clark there occasionally. Ricky Jordan. You need some heavy, big bass music for this section. Dropping on me, it'll be the last thing you do. Michael Richards. Such a funny thing happened. We had this old Xhosa waiter at the beach hotel. And Michael Richards, oh, he's happy. And now in England they call a waiter gaffer. He said, hey, gaffer, bring us another beer. This guy got on his high horse. He thought he said gaffer. Whoa, he was angry, but a very nice old guy. But hey, because, you know, I explained it. So Michael carrying on the left. Ellen Boyd. Hey, man. Flipping Suter. He edited quite a bit out of this movie. Of just the people and the... Anyway. No one's perfect. The jump off at St. Michael's is horrifying. People get washed down the side of the pool, throwing their surfboards into the water over the rocks. It's not as bad as Banana Beach though. Oh, you don't want to do it. Oh, St. Michael's gets heavy. But that's halfway. It breaks. Oh, up to the right, another 100 meters. Still no leg ropes, you see. It was way back when, before you were born. There was a cheek writing Bay on the wall at St. Michael's. Bay of Plenty, they were from. Oh, now we're back at Bay of Plenty. That's Peter Richards. Could have been Michael. Hey, that's near my prime. Oh, now we have Scopera. Scopper's a mean little beach break sometimes. Can be a fine big point break. Mark Lamont. Whoops, mind the drop. That's one of the Bowmans. Yeah. Gordon Bowman. You're such a good surfer, just couldn't crack the Natal team. There were six guys. Mark Matthews, they're all in the Natal top 6. 2 Tomsons, Esposito, Ricky Jordan, Mark Matthews, and Jeremy Yates. What a smooth surfer. Back in my helicopter. Here they're building the Maharani Hotel. Makazani Hotel. What was it? Oof. Durban can bear the brunt of the cyclone season. Oh. It's breaking. It's breaking on a sandbank. You can hold you against that sandbank. Oh dear. goodness, I'm yesterday's hero. Half a hero. Don't have to go out when the waves get too big anymore. Apparently they tow in some of those outer mounds there. The dredgers were dumping sand there from the harbour. I think they created a mound out there. Over to the right there is a reef, limestone reef. But that's sort of closer to the harbour. Where you come from? My little puppy. Scooter girl. This looks like a little section at Cave Rock. We were going to Cave Rock and we were going to ride the crazy Cave Rock waves. And that's all we were greeted with. That was our Rexy Gold, my brother, at the wedge. Great, that looks like me. Excuse my French. Looks like me on a bumpy day at St. Michael's. On my 6.6 Farelly. I wish I had my 6.6 Farelly back. I sold it to Bruce Matthews, the famous marathon runner. What's that thing called? The Comrades Marathon. He charged ahead for half the race and made himself famous and opened a sports shop. Bruce Matthews. And then he's gone to Australia. I sold him that little board. 6.6 Midget Farelly, concave, green board. Who's got it? And while we at it, who's got my wooden board with the iron plug in it? Painted DHS colours now, underneath skull and crossbone board. Who's got my twin fin? Scottsboro River, the river coming down at Scottsboro. People trying to get across. Hey, that was that big Australian swimmer. What was his name? Terry Gulliver. Yeah, Terry Gulliver came back to Durban, swimming coach. Apparently his son was a good surfer too. Now we're back in Floaty. Didn't we start in Floaty? That's me surfing in the one contest. Don't tell anyone. But Graham Hines gave me 3 blocks of wax to surf my safari. So I was a pro surfer from the beginning. I think I came third. There were 3 of us. Shit, I meant to edit all this. What can you do, Mamu? Oh, does it say the end? Yes, thank goodness.